Hey, how you doing? Alright, so I'm making this video about playing the ratios, the gold to silver ratios. Alright, so here we got the price of gold for today. Oh, what's today's date? I'm trying not to do this every day. Just gotta do it once in a while. Looking at this stuff every day make you go insane. You know, it changes, if you get something that, alright, March 2nd, 2012, we got a 1711.40 gold, 34.72 for silver. And that's per ounce. That's per ounce. For copper, we got 3.88 a pound for copper. And we're going to add something new into the mix this time, because you wanted to know about my magic ratios, how I got those numbers before. See, these magic ratios, like with gold to silver, I think, you know, an extreme, you might see 60 to 1. We've been floating around 50 to 1-ish. I think currently we're at like 48-ish. But what we're rooting for, we're hoping that it'll get back to its historical thing of 16 to 1. Or even on the supply side, we get the reverse. We get we get 9 to 1. I think like they sell 9 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold or something like that. Or it's 9 times the money. Okay, anyway. So we got magic ratios going on for each of these ones we're going for. So like, you know, around here, hitting this kind of point would make you want to sell your gold to buy 60 things of silver. So then when it flips back to this, then you can take 16 of those ounces of silver, then you get your ounce of gold back, and plus you have 44 free ounces of silver left over, just by playing these ratios over time. Somebody else mentioned, yeah, eventually we're going to have this economic collapse. So, you know, gold is just going to go through the roof as the dollar completely collapses. The price of everything is going to go through the roof. But industrial metals like copper, and whether you like or not silver, I mean, silver has become a speculative thing, and it's being recognized as money, but it's also an industrial thing. They say, watch out for China, because if something goes wrong with China, that'll kill the industrial. And it'll kill the industrial. And but if silver, you know, silver can't crash that much, because if silver like goes below a certain point, you're gonna have so many people rushing to buy. I mean, there will be so many buyers. Silver will never go below 20 an ounce again, in my opinion. So we're gonna find out the ratios of what we got today. So here's gold. And if you divide that by the price of silver, that's how you're going to get the gold-silver ratio. Here's the price of silver. We're going to divide that by a pound of copper. And again, here's an ounce of gold. We're going to divide that by a pound of copper. And so here's our gold to copper ratio. Here's our silver to copper and gold to silver. Okay, so excuse me for a moment while I go to the calculator, and I'm going to type in these numbers. Feel free to do this yourself if you want. Anyway, 1711.40. Excuse me while I get the hang of this. I haven't been making videos that long. I'm going to get more comfortable with it at some point, and I'll be able to speak better and draw Okay, so again with gold and silver, we are nowhere near the 16 to 1 that we're rooting for. But we're not at like the extreme of like 60 to 1 that we had at that one time. You know, we are closer to that. So, you know, now might be a good time to sell gold and buy silver, because you're getting, you know, say that silver is undervalued, like 34. It's cheap when compared to the price of gold. Perhaps we're in bubble territory. Perhaps. Silver to copper ratio. This appears to be close to the 10 to 1. 34.72. divided by 3.8853. Here we got a 8.94 to 1. Okay, now with silver to copper, we're looking for 5 to 1, and the other extreme is 10 to 1. In this case, we're closer to the other extreme, so you'll have 10 pounds of copper to get an ounce of silver. Some other day, you're only going to need 5 pounds of copper. You can get twice the amount of silver for the same amount of copper. So you want to get into the copper today, so that when it swings over to this, you're going to be able to get in. So we're closer to this. So right now, we're looking at sell silver, buy copper. So you can already know what this is going to be, because over here, you're going to sell gold and buy silver, but then you're going to sell that silver and buy copper. Why don't you just sell the gold and buy copper? Let's see what this ratio is. Alright, we got 1711.40 divided by 3.8853, does that say? 440.40 to 1. So the ratios we're looking at here, on one extreme, at 500 to 1 hit, and on the other extreme, it was, I wrote 250 to 1, but I think it's more extreme than that. I think it's even lower. Anyway, we're obviously closer to this. So copper is undervalued, in my opinion. Alright, but we have a new contender here. We have the average price of gasoline. So, we're going to do gold, silver, copper, over this 3.72 a gallon is the national average for gasoline on this day. What day is it? March 2nd, 2012. Okay, I'm wasting time. I gotta get to these. 1711.40 divided by 372. 460. Okay, silver. 3472 divided by 372 is a 9. Okay, so an American Eagle will get you a Liberty Eagle will get you 9.333 gallons of gas. Copper, it's almost 1 to 1. It's 3.8853 divided by 3.72. Yeah, that's a 1.0444 to 1. Okay, so here's where we're at today. This is how many gallons of gas you're going to get for the gold. This is how many gallons of gas you're going to get for the silver. And this is how many gallons of gas you're going to get for the copper. This is the fun part. We're going to go into history. You know what? I'm going to make a new video about the history of the gas prices. I'm going to do that in a minute. So let me wrap this up. I'm going to go back to the way it was a few days ago, see what kind of ratios we had going on. Okay, so the other day I was saying you should sell gold and buy copper. And later on these ratios changed. Gold to silver stayed kind of stable. But copper, that got a little bit better. Copper to silver. And so I'm going to look at what's going on today. What am I looking at? Okay. So the gold to silver ratio went up. We're at like 49 today. A couple days ago it was at 48. So now we're still swinging in that direction of Gold being in a bubble, silver being undervalued in comparison. Alright, so then we got silver to copper. You had a better trade the other day. You could have got more copper for that silver. We're still pushing for this way, but maybe we're trending towards the day that will come when you sell that copper back for the silver. Alright, this is a possible trend. Possible trend lines. This went to that. Okay, how about selling the gold for copper? We had 460. It got to 433, and now we're at 440. Okay, so we're going back up. So I'm going to draw a little thing there. Maybe like that. So that's going to be our 460. This is going to be our 43. And now we're at 440. That's the kind of curve we got. I'm going to draw a curve for this. Same deal. We started at 9.54, went down to 8.8. Now we're up to 8.9. 8.9. 8.8. 9.5. Alright, let's check out the gold to silver ratio. We started at 48. 48.2. And then we went up to 48.9. And then we went up to 49.2. Okay, so 48.2, 48.9, 42.9. You know what? Out of all these lines, this is the only one that's been going steady up. This one went down and went back up. This one went down and went back up. We gotta get Brother John on this. Alright. So, you want to know about how I got these magical ratios? I'm going to do a new video on this.